Morning.
Happy Feel Good Friday.
Is it? It's Friday. Yes. And
Wow.
how about this, man? So, guys, we're jumping on the day. Make sure I'm all centered up and everything. And to talk a little horror business.
Misfits?
My favorite song ever. No, you know what? It's tough, man. Well, let me tell you what we're going to do, guys. We're going to talk about how to make money in this world, right? In this vending world here at Terra Trader. We'll talk about a couple tips. So we're going to give you 5 tips today. So hang in there if you like. Because once again, everybody's like everyone wants to be an entrepreneur or is an entrepreneur, but it's also there's no guide. Right?
No, there's no how-to
right.
for dummies.
Or if like, dude, I made tons of money in the cell phone space business or something like that, and now I decided to follow my art passion, and I'm in the horror business, and I can't make a dollar. What's up? Because some things will translate for what we're getting ready to say here, but some things don't translate from different genres to others, right? So all we're giving you guys, once again, we're 2 idiots, okay? But this is what we've observed over the past year on what works and what's not really working, man. So, and I have 5 tips today, but I probably have 500 tips to tell you. So maybe if this works and you guys are interested, we'll keep doing these. All right. So, but yeah, let's get right into this so I don't go long-winded, because when it comes to business, I like to talk. Yeah. So, right off the bat, let's give you the first tip. And I always tell this, man, it's always about the customer. It's all about the customer, right? People gotta drop egos sometimes, right? And when it's, this is why we're doing it. We're making things, we're selling things, we're building things, we're doing all this stuff, but it's for the people that walk through the door here, either A, in Terra Trader, or B, in Sales From The Darkside, our event. Because this also will apply to, guys, this will apply to you if you're not in Terra Trader, but you are, hey, I vend at your Sales From The Darkside events or other pop-up marketplaces out there. I know there's a couple more out there, and they would probably, I don't know if they're offering you guys tips or not, but shit, I want to see everybody succeed.
Right.
Which is weird in this world because a lot of people don't want to see people succeed. So there's a lot of haters, right? And you'll see that those haters, they're always looking up. Okay, they're never looking down. They're always looking up at you, going, you suck, but don't worry about them, right? So you worry about one thing, and that's the customer, and that is making them happy, man.
Yeah, and that translates no matter what in life you're doing that you're trying to be successful at. It's all about making the customer happy. And
totally.
Don't pay attention to the Clerks movies. The customer is not always an asshole. The customer is always the priority.
It is true, and that's something you get. That's where it should be your baseline. Okay, right. It's like well, this customer has bad taste. This customer does. These guys don't like my art. They don't like this. You gotta, once again, put yourself in their shoes. All right, they're spending the money on you, so. And you want to make something that they want to take home, right? And that goes to customer service. And I say this all the time about when people are sitting at their booths. I say at Sales From The Darkside. So it's out there, and I would say 99% of our vendors are really good about this. When a customer is engaging or walks up and starts looking, oh, what is this thing? Okay, like that. The worst thing you could do is be on your cell phone behind it and not even acknowledge them. Okay. Yeah. This is your chance, man. This is your chance to get into their head and talk to the customer and find out, man, what are you in for? What are you into, man? Oh, I'm a big cup collector. And you're like, boom, look, I have some of the best cups ever. They're dishwasher safe. And this is where you can kind of give your pitch. And
it's your opportunity to be a car salesman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why should I buy this cup? Why should I buy this piece of art?
Sure.
I mean, you have... At these Sales From The Darkside events especially, we got a ton of vendors there, and you got to really showcase your art. I mean, there's a lot of heavy hitters at these places.
Absolutely.
Why is my art special? Why is my product special? Let's pitch it.
Yeah. Being the customer's best friend is, I'm telling you, we've used this. Everybody who walks the door gets greeted by myself, Justin, or Riley, or Regina, whoever, and then we try to talk to you guys. We try to talk, because I know a lot of customers are watching this and they're not actually vendors, but look, I'll tell you the honest to God truth. One, I want to know what's in your head, man. I want to know what you into,
Right.
And what does that mean? Does that mean what? It means now I can serve you better, right? Hey, you're a diehard serial killer fan. Okay, now I know. Now I can, one, keep you from, just aimlessly walking around. I don't know what I want. I can point you in the right direction. Right. Hey, this booth over here has got tons of Dahmer stuff. Or this booth we have serial killer comics. Right. And then what kind of serial killer you like? So you can start talking. And one, I learn from the customers daily. You know, I mean, you guys educate the shit out of me, which is amazing. So I love that part. And then two, it's like, look, man, everybody's time's valuable, right?
Sure.
And everybody's money's valuable. So let me help you find what you want, man, you know, and make you happy spending the money with us and leaving here with some really cool stuff. So so tip number one, guys, they're number one. Regardless if the customer is wrong or right, they come in and they're like, look, this is, holds up a Friday the 13th mask. This is a total mask from Chud. And you're going to be like, okay, it could have been in Chud. Instead of going, you're an asshole, an idiot, you know? It could have been in Chud. Man, I missed it in there, but it's also used in Friday the 13th, you know? And guess what? We also have 5 different variants, you know, stuff like that, guys. So think about that. So that's tip number one, man, which sounds, you know, brainless, but it gets overlooked a lot, you know?
Sure does.
Tip two, I say stay ahead of the trends.
Which, that could be a difficult thing.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You guys gotta forward think, and you know, and it all depends what you're selling. But then again, you'll see in a few more seconds here when we get to tip 3, there's some things that coincide with this. So in other words, what movies are coming out? What fandoms are coming out? Right. Perfect example is Stranger Things. Right.
Yep.
Our vendors did an amazing job of jumping on the Stranger Things thing, you know, bandwagon, and having merch and all this stuff ready to go. But you can't like sit on this trend. We also have a ton of Stranger Things, and I'm just using this example, stuff still on the shelf that's not moving now, because when I say stay ahead of trends, watch how fast the trends come and go.
Sure.
You know, I always look at what movies are coming up, man. You know, hey, the Monsters. It doesn't matter if they bomb.
Yeah, no, irrelevant, right?
Yeah, because if you hate it, he may love it.
I may love it.
You know, so
that's the beautiful thing about horror and opinions. I mean,
correct.
You still need to stay ahead. So you're talking about the trends. One of my favorite things is using the tool of social media. So you'll have sites like the Fanger Warriors of the world, the Bloody Disgustings, and they'll give you like basically a quarterly breakdown of what's coming out.
Yes.
And whether you like it or not, it's a great opportunity to capitalize on these things. You mentioned the Stranger Things, or moving into the fall and winter especially. There's so much coming out, so staying ahead of those things and on top of it, it's going to be a seamless transition when you're going from, okay, Stranger Things, it came, it's gone, but here we are. We got now Haunting a Hill House, or whatever the case may be. Yeah,
and that's a great idea. Like I said, but you know, and don't get me wrong, there's still there's staples in the 80s and 90s, and old movies that will always be popular.
Sure.
But then again, I mean, we've watched the Ghostface trend go up and down.
That's a roller coaster.
You know,
so how do you keep it fresh, new, exciting, people still wanting to like?
It's tough.
Be involved.
It's a very tough, and that's where you need to be as flexible. Whether you create art, pictures, you draw, you buy collectibles and resell them or whatever. Just look ahead at what's happening. You know, and you will capitalize if I mean, though, you know, we the Halloween ends thing. We're kind of already past that, right? I mean, we're getting past that, right? Where some people, but you know it's coming out in October. You know, so ramp up a month or two prior because people are getting excited.
Right.
You know, ramp up that merch and then once again it goes back to number one. It gives the customer what they want.
Sure.
You know,
it's not just seasonal. It's also things people are passionate about. And then come November, you go right into Krampus, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Christmas Evil, your Nightmare Before Christmas, and
holidays are trends as well.
It's
right?
easy.
You know what I'm saying? So, and once again, people like to decorate for different holidays and all that stuff. So, I know once again another no-brainer, but at a very overlooked point only. So, stay ahead of those things. Look what's out there. Try to be a leader in this. You know, like wow, look, someone's got Salem's Lot stuff in here. I don't know. Once again, I don't know if the new Salem's Lot anybody's gonna give a shit about it, but you know what I'm talking about, man. Number 3 is this is a very, very, very important one, and this is one that's going to probably get some people upset artist-wise, but take it with a grain of salt, guys.
Right.
Is read the economic situation,
which is a beautiful tip.
All right, I just filled up my gas tank today, and it was $120.
Yeah, ouch.
Okay?
Yeah.
That hurts, all right? And every dollar means something to everybody these days, right? Rent's up, everything's up, groceries are up, this and that, right? So if your booth or your table or whatever you're doing is filled with $100 to $200 to $300 to $500 items, and you're like, I'm not making sales, man. What's up? It's not you. It may not be you. I mean, it could be you. I don't know what you're trying to sell, but first off, take the temperature of the environment right now outside and be like, woo.
Yeah.
People are pinching pennies, man. People are struggling.
The climate does dictate a lot, and don't ever be discouraged either about like, oh, maybe I only sold a couple stickers or this or that today. People are choosing to spend their money with you, and that's an amazing thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, 100%. And that's something that what I tell people all the time here at Terra Trader, and I tell people who Sales From The Darkside, I know you do $200, $300 sculpture. Perfect example. I want to use Miss Callie Marie. You're beautiful fiance, who's an amazing artist. Now she has things. Let's just go her skateboards, right? Decks,
right?
Which are one of a kinds, right? They're amazing skateboards, and they're hand painted, and they go sometimes up to $300 or whatnot, right?
Sure.
That's a big chunk of change, 3 C notes, man. But is that all Callie sells?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
She is smart enough to know that, hey, I also on my table, I will have $5, $10 items, small prints, something that, once again, that under that $20 mark, that everybody's got a $10 or $20 bill in their pocket, and they want to leave somewhere with some cool stuff, right? Now, doesn't mean that, hey, that $300 item will never sell.
Sure.
I may look at it and be like, man, I'm going to come back. I'm going to save up for that. But right now, I need this freaking cup, and I'm taking this thing home. And guess what? You just made a sale. It's not a $300 sale, but these things add up.
And it's a very valuable tip that you actually do share on a very routine basis here.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very important one, and oftentimes overlooked one as well.
Absolutely, guys. So that's something that, once again, have a wide variety. If all of a sudden the economy goes great, gas is 1 cent a gallon, and everybody has just tons of money in their pocket, well, guess what? Your $400 to $500 items will start selling.
Sure.
All right. So keep those on the back burner. Don't worry. But always have smaller items or items more affordable, so everybody can leave here happy. That's it. When everybody wants that, when you walk out of Terra Trader or walk out of an event and you got a bag full of stuff, I've never seen anybody frowning. I've seen people like, yes, I got good stuff.
That purple bag.
That's right. So that's what you want. So yeah, definitely read the economic situation and stay on top of that as well. Number 4 is rotate inventory.
I love this one.
Okay, and this is there's an old saying. It says eye level, buy level.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm lazy, man. I have a hard time sometimes bending down to that bottom shelf to see the most raddest thing you got. You know, and so sometimes I'm just looking in this 2 to 3 foot window. And that's all I do because I don't want to bend over because I'm old and lazy, right? So I tell people who are here, and this applies to you guys, especially in the store here, but also applies to vendors on that table, right? If you're vending at our Sales From The Darkside and your booth looks exactly the same every single time, I've lost interest.
Sure.
You may have cool stuff. That's cool, but guess what? I saw that last month.
Or I might just overlook it for that reason. You know what I mean?
100%. Oh, yeah, I've already been this guy.
Yeah.
But taking your inventory and flip-flopping it, all right, and moving stuff to the front, to the back, and just making this thing look different, or even the decorations at your booth, right? Whether it's in store or at an event, where, P.T. Barnum had one quote. He always says, "Skyrockets. Skyrockets will get you." So in other words, you go to his museums back in the 1800s. There was fucking balloons. There's monkeys. There's people out there juggling. There's skyrockets. There's all types of stuff like that. That, in other words, get people's attention. Once you got their attention, now that goes back to number 1. It's all about the customer, and you want to take care of this customer, right? You got them in front of your booth. Now, hey, let me explain my items, man. And all that stuff. So, but also if it's rotated, it looks different each time. You walk into, say, Terra Trader, and you're like, holy shit, do you guys just get a bunch of new vendors? And no, of course not. But guess what? What you didn't see on that bottom shelf is now up in front of your eye level.
And also piggybacking back to number 2, which also staying ahead of the trends, whatever your booth does look like, keep transitioning it. So if Stranger Things is out, front and center.
Yes.
You got the full display right there.
100%. That's brilliant. That is actually right. Yeah.
But each one so far does align with all the things we're talking about. And I'll use Target as a quick example.
Yeah.
Every time I go in there, I know exactly what I want. And oftentimes, I'll overlook everything that's on the left of me, the right of me. But whenever they switch things up, and oh, damn, it's not in the same spot that it's always in. And then I got to go walk 2 aisles over. Chances are you're building baskets and you're getting a few more things.
Absolutely, man. So, the idea is to keep the customer around, keep them looking, keep them digging through your booth. And once again, this is not a trick at all. You're not tricking the customer. You're just rearranging your inventory.
Right.
They may have not seen your 2 bottom shelves, and some of that 2 bottom shelves has been what I've been looking for 2 months, and holy hell, it's right in front of me now. You know what I'm saying? So, make sure, like I said, decorate your booths, your tables. In other words, don't go vanilla. Don't go boring, man. Let's go, like I said, skyrockets. Let's have some fun, all right? And our last thing, when we get off here, get off our little high horse here, or not high horse, whatever. What are those things called? Soapbox.
Soapbox. High horse.
Whatever. High horse. Get off your damn high horse. Is heavy individual promotion.
This one's my favorite one, yeah.
Look, you can be the most amazing artist in the world, all right? I have sculpted the ultimate Terra Trader cup. No one could do this. I'm done with life. Come, give me all your money. Sell me your children, right? It doesn't work that way. I hate to tell you, you can have the most badass shit in the world, and if no one sees it, you're not going to get paid, right?
That's true.
So we try to promote a lot here at TerraTrader, right? But we're a small piece of this puzzle, and whether it's, like I said, at Sales From The Darkside, or it's out here in the store, or you're selling CDs out of the back of your trunk, or or something, I don't know where else. You have to get on what you're watching right now, a YouTube or any type of social media,
TikTok, Instagram. These are all great tools.
Promote, right? We have some of our vendors here that do a really good job, and some of them do a freaking horrible job. And I'll be straight up. I'm gonna tell you straight to your face, and you know this.
Yeah.
If you're not on social media, here's the thing, guys. Social media is free. Yeah. Right? I mean, yes, you can't pay for ads and all this stuff, but to get started, and you're like, well, I only got 200 people follow me. I only got 150 people. That's your own fault.
Yeah.
All right? You can get people to follow you. And there's tons of free information out there to learn how to actually promote, right?
Absolutely. QR codes on your products, dropping more business cards on things.
Yes.
Just go live every now and again. Engage with your customers. See what are you interested in. Hey, I want to paint this on a coffin deck. So and so. What kind of characters are you guys interested in? Just the constant back and forth with the people who are supporting you and what you do.
I love it.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is, and it's great. And like I said, it's free. Now, the knowledge is free as well, but it does take your time, right? Yeah. I constantly listen to audiobooks. I constantly look, or read blogs on how to do, a better social media post, or how to do better videos. And we're still learning. We're infants in this world, right? I mean, there's 8-year-old, 9-year-old TikTokers that are killing us out there, right? And if they can do it, you can do it, right? Yeah. You have an amazing product. I ain't gonna lie. Your cups are the best, or whatever, but get out there and tell people, how do you make these?
Right.
A lot of people go to YouTube to learn how to do things, right? And this is what's the cool thing is, jump on. It doesn't have to be a freaking crazy production or whatever, but show yourself making things. Have some fun. Don't be depressed on YouTube, on social media. Keep a smile on your face. Conflicted Creations. I'm going to give them a great. I'm going to give them a pat on the back here. They're one of our vendors. Lauren's constantly, day in and day out, showing videos on making stuff and all that stuff, and does little lives. And I know there's a bunch of other vendors out there that does stuff, and it's paid off. People know her. People know her stuff, and then when they see her stuff in the store, I'm like, oh, I saw her on Instagram. I saw her this and that. That's it right there, guys. So you got to promote yourself, right?
And you got to engage.
Engage, right? And even when someone goes, you know what? These cups are cheap. Dollar stores got better cups. You can either A, block them and just be an asshole, or B, go get into their head. You have someone on the line. You have a customer there that's somehow, even though they're hating right now, but like, okay, man, what could I do to improve this? What would make you happy? Well, if you had a blue version, I'd love it. Funny you say that. We're creating blue versions right now. Next thing you know, you just got a customer. And all that stuff. So I'm getting at, guys. So there you guys go. There's our little 5 tips on our Crypt Cut today, about some horror business. I got tons of these, man. And it's just, look, I'm no expert. You're no expert, but you've been around retail a long time. Yeah. I've been around here in this year just watching and observing and taking notes. So we're seeing what's working. So I'd love to know your guys' comments below, if you guys don't mind. And subscribe, man. If you guys are around, you like this content, we're going to do a lot more of this content. Sometimes we just get on Crypt Cups and talk shit. But sometimes we give you some decent information. But, tell your friends, like, share, and all that good stuff, and whatever you guys do on TikTok or YouTube. Hit some bells
hit
and
bell,
shit.
Comment,
but
engage with us.
Yeah. And let us know. Hit me on the on the comments below if you think I'm an idiot and I have no clue what's going on, or dude, great idea, or here's another idea. So and so. Because I'm learning every time you guys comment. I'm learning. So
tell us what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show.
Absolutely.
What we need to improve on.
Yeah,
all those wonderful things.
That's how we all get better, right? And it's all about better product for the customer, better content for the customer, and at the end of the day, a better experience. Because at the end of life, man, all you got is chapters, man. And all of a sudden it's like, man, I love going to TerraTrader. It's such a fun place. People are cool there. The product's cool there. The environment's cool there, and that's what you want, right? No one goes into Target and goes, "This is the best day of my life," or you know what I'm saying, or Walmart, and are just so freaking happy, right?
Yeah.
Make your environment fun. Make your environment just a place to be. And guess what? Customers like myself will be there. So, all right, you ready to go, man?
Let's do it.
Let's go.